Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this live stream. I'm going to be looking at the charts again. So for those that missed yesterday's, I'll put the link in the description. You're welcome to just go there now, or whenever. Go and have a look at that. There was some great news in there, which was definitely worth mentioning. So I've got 4 articles I'm going to take a look at. One is related to gold. One is to silver. And then there's some additional news there. We're going to be taking a look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. It's been fairly warm on my side, but hopefully it looks like it's starting to cool now, which is great. So let's get straight into it. I was on World Stalker's live stream earlier on, which was fantastic. So for those that weren't there, he's actually in the stream right now. Definitely check his channel out. He does a fair amount of sighting as well. He's got some great slab coins as well that he shows, so be sure to check that out. We got Mellow Stacker here as well. A silver stealer in my garage. Just unburied my motorcycle. Wow, awesome, man. What sort of motorcycle was that, Silver Stealer? Mellow Stacker and Chris Garner. How you doing, Chris? We got up to 5 in the chat currently at the minute, so let's get straight into it. Right, gold price currently down about $5. It was actually up earlier on today. I'm going to take a look at that. We've got this lovely candle here. You can see that is pretty much where the resistance is that gold is facing right now. But it has to break through that 1440 level before it's going to be able to move higher. So what I'm seeing is it looks like we might see some consolidation in this area here, where it's going to be able to just move across and then retest this level here. Once we break through that, we'll be able to create higher highs and hopefully lower lows. Because if you have a look at this candle here, we pretty much had the red candle after that, and there was a big sell-off here, and then straight up with the green as well. So we just need to hopefully it'll consolidate out and push up. Hopefully we're going to be seeing some good numbers for gold. In yesterday's video, there was some great stuff in there in regards to why precious metals are bullish at the minute, based on various interesting facts. So just to stress that again, go and check that video out. There was some great news articles in that, so definitely take a look when you get a chance. Right, we've got Cycle for Silver says, hope you spend some of the motorcycle proceeds on Silver Stealer. Cool. See, this has got an 84 Honda Shadow. Wow, okay. The last motorcycle I had was 2 years ago. I had a BMW F700 GS. That was my motorcycle. My second motorcycle. My first motorcycle was a BMW G650, sort of an introductory bike to get myself into motorcycling, and then I upgraded to the F700 GS, technically F800 GS. Fantastic machine. But anyway, the next thing we're going to look at the price of silver. Just waiting for the circle of death there to. Looks like we're having the same thing. I mentioned this in yesterday's video. We're going to be looking at hopefully some consolidation here, and then hopefully we're going to push through, because that is our resistance level. We're looking at about 1546, 1550. We have to break that 1550 level. If we break that 1550 level, we are going to break the 1600 cents, baby. The $16 level, which is our key marker, because it'd be great to see silver back up to those levels. So currently it looks like, if you look at that chart, this is the 1 hour consolidating out. I'm going to take a look at the daily chart as well. The daily chart probably going to still look quite good. There we go. We can see it there. We've sort of done that maneuver. So, but sell off, bought back in at the right level. So personally, I've said this before. Good support at around the early 15 level. I did also say support was also at the 1510 level, and we can see it there. It tried to break through. The buyers came back into the market and pushed the price back up again. And then we're seeing a lot of price action today, where we've had silver. Let me just pull up the silver for today. high of, look at that, 1546. We came close, so we retested that high, which is fantastic news. Obviously we didn't make it, so it's pulled back, but hopefully that'll give us, again, it's going to give us a bit more ammunition to consolidate out and then attempt to push that, to push through that barrier. But once we get through that 1550, we should be in some, we should be able to see some good times for the price of silver. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Stephen Heath, how are you doing, Stephen? Oh, guys. Oh, okay, hang on a sec. Sorry, apologies. Melostacker, thanks for that, buddy. I pressed the button there, but it obviously didn't compute. So let's take another look. So again, apologies for that. I'm not seeing charts. Were you showing a chart? I love that. Screen is blank, Limey. Yeah, Limey, screen isn't changing. Turn on screen share. I did actually press it, but for some reason, because what it did was I went from there. I hated to see that sort of, you know, that multi-screen kind of look. So I pressed it, clicked on through, and then I've got my phone on the left here as well, which is running through the chat. So apologies for that. Okay, so again, we're looking up again. We can see the levels were retested at 1546. Didn't break through that. It's pulled back down, so we're in here. We're in this level here. Hopefully, some sideways consolidation, which would give us enough room to bounce off and hopefully break through that 1546, 1550 barrier to push up those higher levels. That's exactly what I want. Not necessarily what everybody else wants. And there's a fair amount of people that want lower silver prices. But I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, who wouldn't agree that an ounce of silver currently priced at $15.29 isn't a good price. Sorry, the gold level again. So we're going to look at the gold. Okay, so we looked at it there, went up as high as 1437. So it was getting close to that resistance level. There was a sell-off which pushed it back down again. So it's a second time we've tried to break through that level. The sellers have come back in, pushed it back down. However, it hasn't gone lower than that level. So I find that very interesting. Normally, if you have a look at these candles here, we've gone lower. However, it looks like we're hopefully going to see some consolidation out again. And then we're going to, I mean, we're so close to that 1450 level. So hopefully we can get through that, or the 1440 level. Sucker for silver, gold to 1520, silver to 1650. Here we go. Yeah, it'd be great to see silver. I mean, between that 650, 1650 and $17 level by the end of the year. So we've got just under 6 months to do it. So hopefully. Looking at platinum here. Okay, this is on the hourly, so we're going to go into the daily chart and we'll take a look through. That's an interesting chart there. That was a sell-off that we saw many weeks ago. Now we're slowly starting to claw away back here. So we can see here we've had, obviously today it's green, which is great, so it's up. The open was $830 open, and we're currently at 838. So we're up, but however, the high for the day was 843. So we were up about $13, essentially at its highest point. And it looks like there is resistance at in this level here, which is forcing us back down. So hopefully, again, with enough momentum, we can do similar pattern that we see down here. Consolidate out, bang with a big buy, and hopefully we can see ourselves at higher levels here of 860. So the 850 mark, it'd be great to see us up in this sort of territory. But overall, I think that's looking pretty good. Likewise with gold here, you've got that lovely uptrend. We just need to consolidate out and then move up. Swiss Conroe Hunting, hi Silver Limey. I saw your comment on my video. You're right. I missed the key date by 10 years. No, I thought it was. I didn't realize it was 1907, and I think you had it listed as 1897. So that's the reason why I picked that up. We got Swiss coin roll hunting. He said this Friday I will release the hunt for this week. I found something hilarious. Okay, great. Looking forward to that. Melostacker, the story is a US submarine and Russian submarine was in a firefight up near Alaska. It's weird news, like it isn't affecting markets. Wow, okay, that sounds really interesting. Swiss coin roll hunting says, oh, platinum dropped. Sucker for silver, just saying, reiterating there that the price of the silver and gold. There's a nice, okay, that's the 1 minute. We don't want to see 1 minute. We want to see the daily. Right, Palladium is a very interesting one. It's nearly at its all-time high. If we have a look here, we're not that far away, and there's almost no resistance between where it is now and where the top is here. If we have a look, maybe not really a lot, but it looks like we're gonna be headed higher for Palladium, easily over that. Once we're over that level, guys, anything's possible. $2 grand. It's going to be. We haven't had much of a pullback though, which is going to be interesting. So what we might find is we might see ourselves up at this level, and we might see a similar action as what we saw here. But as to what extent, I don't know. If we look at some of the pullbacks here, very, very small. So again, investors could be just riding this wave for Palladium up to this level, then sell off, and then we could see ourselves come back down to a degree. There's not really much support here, which is the scary thing. We've had such an uptrend here, very much similar to that sort of angle, that literally there is not much support to hold us in certain positions. So it could just be one of those pump and dump jobs. But it'd be interesting to see once we break that, once we make that new all-time high for Palladium, how that is going to work out. But I'm sure there's going to be profit taking. I mean, it's just kept going. Someone's going to be cashing out. Let's have a look. Sheffield EPNS, Stephen Heat says, Lordy mercy, my highfalutin silver is coming tomorrow, 40 ounces. Jeepers. Nice one, Stephen. Long Island Hardcore Detectorist. Hey, Silver Limey, how are you doing there? Long Island, I hope you're keeping well there. Just saying hello to everybody there as well. Swiss Corner Hunting says hello. Says, hey, Swiss Corner Hunting, sent sub, my friend. Awesome. I never really paid attention to the markets until I've stumbled upon your channel. Thanks, Swiss Cornwall Hunting. Limey, you are stacking. Are you stacking any of the metals other than silver and gold? No, I'm afraid not. Just silver and gold currently at the minute. Although I'm a bit on the low end for gold currently. My silver stack is pretty good versus my gold stack, and it's expensive to buy gold, so I tend to measure my gold in grams versus ounces for silver. So it is from a wealth perspective, it's probably percentage wise. That's all I'm going to say is percentages. I've got a percentage of gold. My gold to silver ratio is it's about. It's probably around 70-30. So 70% silver and 30% gold. Anyway, let's take a look. Okay, so silver. I think we might see a green candle forming here. Be interesting to see how that works out for the next candle. We're currently in 47 minutes for this candle. So on the 1 hour, yep, there we go. It might push on up. No, okay. Well, there's still a chance of it doing that. So we'll come back to silver. We don't Palladium, platinum, gold. Okay, so let's get into some news. So this is a news article I came across today. This says, don't get too positive on silver just because gold's racing higher. However, I just think, silver tends to follow gold anyway. So it says, I just think it's maybe a bit misleading. Don't get too positive on silver just because gold's racing higher. But silver always follows gold. I mean, I've seen the correlation patterns, and they're virtually the same. If gold's down, silver's down. Although on just recently, the gold's, on a couple of days it's been in the green and gold's been in the red, which is really odd. But anyway, this is by Peter Hobson, London Reuters. He says, weakening global economic growth, lackluster demand, and huge stockpiles mean silver prices are unlikely to join gold in rocketing to new highs. And analysts say, I think regardless of current stockpiles, if you watched the previous video and you saw what is happening in the economy worldwide, I think it's still going to go up. I mean, it could be that the way he means by rocketing, he means like, we're going to see gold at 2,500, and we're not going to see $100 gold or something like that, $100 silver or something like that in comparison. But we still might see a double price in silver, so we might still see a $30, which is, I think, still pretty good considering. So it could just be in regards to, he's just saying, don't expect it to overinflate in price and go to the moon in regards to how much silver is going to be worth. Don't expect $100 silver or something like that. But I still think that we're going to see some good silver prices coming. He says silver and gold prices have traditionally moved together, which is what I mentioned earlier, with silver trending to outperform gold when the two are rising and fall faster when both are in decline. Now, he's obviously meaning that from a percentage level, and this is what I've tried to get across. It's not about the dollar price when it comes to precious metals. It's about the percentage of, let's say, growth or return. So obviously, with the lower price of silver, when the price goes up, 100% return on silver is when silver is priced at $30 an ounce or $31 an ounce. For get 100% return on gold, you're going to have to see a $2,800 dollar gold, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. However, it's more likely to see silver at $30 than it is to see gold at 2,800 in the short term. In the longer term, I'd say it's more than likely going to be in that sort of mark, but it's more likely to see a higher silver price double than the actual gold price. In percentage terms, so 100% return would be $31 an ounce, which seems doable. I'm not saying at the end of the year. I'm not saying anything like that, but it just makes sense that way from a percentage term. Coin sense and nonsense. How are you doing? Gold, Washington pay dirt. We got blended whiskey. That's awesome. We got Stephen. He says he got a tube of 1 ounce Valiants and Maples. Benny, well, that's fantastic, buddy. Those Valiants are fantastic. I'm going to try and get some more. If you guys are considering your next purchase, have a look at that 1 ounce Valiant. It is gorgeous. I did an unboxing video. If in case you didn't, you missed it, definitely check that out. They're really nice. Probably one of the nicest 1 ounce coins I've seen for a while come out of the Royal Mint. Graham Stacker, hey Limey, made it 3 days in a row. Awesome, man. Anyway, so let's have a look. Now around $15.25 an ounce. Silver is the worst performing major precious metal this year and worth 93 times less than gold. It's lowest relative value since 1992. Now, obviously, don't forget that silver prices have only started to move recently. So yes, you can look at those, and I've done a video on this. All those the past results for silver, they're not anything to write home about in regards to like, yeah, it's great news. Silver is on the up. The returns. It's what's going to happen now and moving forward. But we always have to look at the past in order to predict the future. That is predominantly how they calculate these things. So initially on paper, it doesn't look great, but we've got some new factors working in. Anyway, concerns over trade conflicts and spluttering global economy are pushing investors towards precious metals, traditionally seen as safe haven assets to hold in uncertain times. But unlike gold, more than half of silver consumption comes from industrial applications such as electronics and solar panels. The weakening global economic growth is undermining the outlook to demand, dragging on prices, said international FC Stoner analyst Rona O'Connell. I can't see why ratio shouldn't touch 100. So she's pretty much convinced that we're going to see that rise. But what we'll probably see is, yes, the ratio might be 100, but we're more than likely going to see a rise in silver price and obviously a rise in gold price. Don't forget that. The gap between gold and silver has widened almost without interruption since 2011. This has coincided with a switch by central banks to net buyers of gold for net sellers. And so there we go. I mentioned that in the previous one in regards to central banks. So we're going to touch on that in a sec. Health Babe. Health Babe's here. Hey, Health Babe, how are you doing? Sorry, I missed you there. How are you? I don't know how I didn't see you. Hope you're keeping well. Blended Whiskey says he's driving to lunch. Okay, so it says this coincided with the switch from central banks. So that's obviously in the past, is not the present, because central banks now are buying precious metals, or more like buying gold more than silver. But it's just saying, and with central banks currently on the biggest gold buying spree, which I just mentioned, in decades, Citi forecasts gold's lead over silver will widen further. Demand has also lagged, with purchases of silver bars and coins for investments slumping to 166 million ounces in 2018 from 300 million ounces in 2013. Now, again, yes, you can look at a 5. I mean, this is. If you look from 17 to 18, yes, the 300 million ounces, they were probably what they've probably noticed is there's probably about 200 million ounces between those dates. But in the last year, sorry, in 2017, it was probably when you started to see an adjustment, and so maybe 280 million versus the 166 in 2018. So that's when it obviously started to go up. My personal opinion. According to consultancy Metal Focus, a huge increase in the market, with total demand around 1 billion ounces. Investment demand in the United States dived to 44 million ounces in 2018 from 122 million ounces in 2013. I wish it'd stop this 5-year gap nonsense and just look at it from a year-to-year perspective, because a lot can happen in 5 years. Health Babe says she's doing good. My office is ghost town since many people have taken off time for the entire week. I think you said there's a long weekend coming. Sounds good. That one coin collector, he says, hey, I'm on the road, but I left a like. Thank you very much. Coin Sense and Nonsense. Just giving a thumbs up there for Graham Stacker. Health Babe, EPNS, Stephen Heath, he picked up a couple of things. He said he got 40 ounces. He said he's got the Valiant and Maple Leafs. Good man. Yeah, even Graham Stacker says, yeah, 5 years is way too long. I mean, especially in this current in our current market where there's so much information available, 5 years is a really long time. So I think they're just trying to make it sound bad, but it's not that bad as far as I'm concerned. They're just making it sound really bad because it's probably the worst results were in that 5-year gap. So they've gone, oh well, let's add this and add this and add this, and then what they'll probably do is they'll probably do another article in the near future and go, oh wow, look at this, all this is happening, the huge demand in precious metals, and meanwhile it's a very understated article. Anyway, with Metals Focus is saying many small-scale investors holding silver as insurance against future risk curtailed purchases after the election of Donald Trump in 2016, reassured them that the country was in safe hands. Metal Focus expects, Metal Focus expects a 4th consecutive surplus for the silver market in 2019. Okay. Of 33 million ounces at an average price this year of $15.60 an ounce. So still, he's basically saying, yeah, there's probably going to be a surplus, but the average price is $15.60, and we're currently at what, $15.30? Yeah. So I mean, we're still going to see an upward movement. 1% lower than 2018. However, a lot of that's going to change. It said repeated surpluses have pushed inevitable inidentifiable above ground stocks of silver to nearly 48,000 tons, 1.5 billion ounces at the end of last year, from around 40,000 in 2016, dragging on prices. So he's talking about dragging it. He just seems to be mentioning the low prices, low prices, low prices. An influx of speculative investments, include silver, has failed to close the gap with gold. Hedge funds and money managers turned positive in COMEX silver in June. Holdings of metal in exchange-traded funds have risen almost 20 million ounces since June 5th. Now, so he was talking here about there being some kind of massive surplus, yet on the 1st of June here, he's saying that the surpluses of physical have gone up by 20 million ounces. So where was that? He was talking here. There was a surplus. Surplus to silver. So he's talking there'll be a surplus in the silver market in 2019 of 33 million ounces, but he says since the 1st of June they bought 20 million. So that doesn't necessarily leave a very large surplus left, and that's probably all going to get snapped up. So yeah, just my take on that anyway. No, sir. Can you guys check if you accidentally put the thumbs down for Silver Limey 79? It's probably someone the usual. Someone did, yeah, definitely. Silver smokestacks, awesome. Sounds like the allergies are back. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was the other day. So I'll probably have to excuse myself shortly anyway. But yeah, so hopefully not that bad. Actually, I forgot to take a tablet today. That's probably why. But I'm not doing too badly. Okay, so both ETFs holdings and net positioning on COMEX remain below recent highs. However, the ratio being high is not on its own on its own a reason why silver should rally. There needs to be a reason of it. Obviously, increased demand is definitely coming, and I'm sure of that. And that's the reason why we're going to push through that 15 level. I can see it. One such trigger will be if state authorities switch from monetary surplus. Now, I mentioned this in yesterday's video. If you guys watched yesterday's video, there's a great article mentioning about certain things, and particularly in this paragraph here, it says one such trigger would be if state authorities switch from monetary stimulus, obviously that's just printing money, which has increased the attraction of gold by keeping interest rates and bond yields low, to spending on infrastructure to revive growth, said Ollie Hansen of Saxo Bank. So obviously they've been printing money since 2008 consistently. So he's saying that, and that's what they're saying is if they switch their money policy and investing in harder things, I think that's, they use that particular term as hard, which would stop these like massive short bursts of stimulus where you go, yes, everything's up, everyone's buying, everyone's putting money into stocks, the lot, and then you've got this like quick downturn because it can't hold it, and it's the same thing again, print more money and then it goes back into the economy, boom, then you have these short booms and then it's back down again. So instead of seeing these big up and downs, it's like consistently invest money into the economy at a slower pace. Silver could end the year between 1650 if the gold and silver ratio does begin to fall, and as high as 1750. Now, oddly enough, this fella didn't mention anything about 1750. He said to me, on average, it's going to end at 1650. So if he's saying, I mean, this is. So if he's saying if he mentioned, he said on average it'll end at 1650, that means that it's probably with that amount, it's going to be 1550 between, I don't know, 18 or 17, and then you take the average out and he gets that figure. But then he's also saying we could be as high as 1750. So it doesn't sound like he's really sure about what he's saying in this article, personally. But hey, that's the article. It says a collapse in global stock markets from record highs could also trigger a surge in demand for safe assets large enough to lift silver as well as gold. So he still says there, yeah, it can definitely still happen. I can't believe we exhausted oil, silver, or many. Sorry, I'm going to just go back and just double check here. We've got Chris Garner. He says hi, Silver Limey 79. I think yep, I think I said hello to you earlier there, Chris. Don't know if you dropped in or dropped back out. What are you cooking for Mrs. Limey tonight? There'll be something on the menu. Chris Garner, I replied to comment on my page. Let's have a look. We've Health Babe, it's 124 in my area. May hit my LCS, so he's looking to buy some stuff. Cool. And see if they have any gold and the price for it. Absolutely. Stick to your guns. Try and get under spot. Hey, Chris. Graham Stacker, thanks for the sub. There we go. So Couch Potatoes Kenny said, I can't believe we haven't exhausted oil. Silver or any one of many different things we use day to day. Silver Steeler says, I hit the thumbs up, Limey. Someone has been going around disliking my videos within minutes. And that's the same thing with me, Silver Steeler. So someone just goes in there. I promise you, check the last 3 videos. I got 1 dislike in all of them. So it's nothing to be worried about. But thank you. Graham Stacker says, Couch Potato, we have huge reserves in the US. And we haven't even tapped into. And then we've got Chris saying hello, Health Babe saying hello, Silver Steeler saying hello there. Graham Stacker says that's messed up. Some people are horrible. I mean, you've really got to like be. I'm just saying, in regards to putting a thumbs down on the video, to me it just doesn't make sense. So either be neutral and not like the video, or like the video because you like the video. Putting a thumbs down on something, there's got to be something essentially wrong to put a thumbs down, as in like something wrong with the video. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to appeal to whether you like it or not. Silver Limey, I don't hear your donkey. Yeah, they're fairly quiet today. Actually, they haven't been making much noise. I'm vegetarian anyway. Stephen eats, so I won't be eating donkey even if there was. I'm good. Just wondering if someone spends all day doing that. You never know, Silver Steeler. Health Babe says, Kristana, FYI, I won 2 pre-33 World coins last week. I got an offer for them within 2 days, and while I'd not received the physical coin. Wow, that sounds fantastic. We've got HD Shovel Ed saying good afternoon, everybody, including myself. Are you doing, HD Shovel? I hope all is well. Right, let's get back to it. So that is the one article there which says don't get too positive on silver just because gold's racing higher. Now, just the article here is just riddled with inconsistencies, at least with my thoughts anyway, in regards to what is happening out there. But that's what he's put together. So we've got the next article is about gold. So we've got gold prices reach fresh 6-year highs thanks to a slew of positive drivers. So some of this we might have gone over in yesterday's live stream. So it says gold is glistening. The precious metal has rallied 11% this year, with much of the move occurring in the last several months as concerns around slowing global growth, the US-China trade tensions took hold amongst investors. It continued to tick up on Wednesday after President Trump said he intended to nominate 2 dovish candidates to the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, which we're going to go into. We've got one of them, and I've got that coming up in the next article. There's still room for gold to run. Now that even as far as its 6-year highs, according to Suki Cooper. So obviously, even from a 6-year high perspective, he's adamant that it's going. There are a number of macro factors that have turned into very positive for gold. And even though we've seen a little bit of a pullback, we think this is actually a healthy correction. So again, if you watched the video yesterday, there was a good amount of information in there which reflects the state of things globally. Referring to the yellow metals dip in the previous season, those key drivers of are the weaker dollar, falling yields, and continued uncertainty. Potential risk that we might see a widespread recession are spurring investors to turn to gold once again as a safe haven asset. Fed News, the nomination of International Monetary Fund's Managing Director, Christine Lagarde, to lead the European Central Bank created an even more bullish environment for gold. Cooper said on Wednesday in email to CNBC. The dovish central bank's growing negative yielding debt, coupled with the impact of trade protectionism on global growth, creates a favorable cocktail for the gold up risk. And that was obviously related to yesterday's video as well, where there are central banks buying up gold. We continue to expect the Fed to cut by 25 basis points, which more than likely that is probably going to be what the Fed is going to cut the interest rates by. I know there was some expectation of a 50% basis point, but it's probably more than likely going to be 25. in July, and then again in December. But the market has started pricing in some of the risk much sooner. Compounding this action is a recent surge in gold ETF inflows. So since UK's Brexit vote in 2016. Let's have a look. Yes, Southbay, I was about to reply, but Limey told you that what I bought. Sorry. Sorry, Stephen. Oh, I missed that. The Maple Leaf is Health Babe's favorite coin. She absolutely loves the Maple Leaf. Gotta go. Silver Steeler, he says, the people who bought my motorcycle are here. It's loaded up, and then I'm off to work. Take care, Silver Steeler. Take care. Thanks again for watching. Happy 4th. Oh, it's the 4th of July tomorrow. Jeez, that's great. Silver Steeler, I'm the US. I'm the US happy 4th. Oh, right. I'm the US happy 4th of July. Right. Leading up to this recent rally, investors have been very underweight in gold. We're starting to see them move in speculative positioning. He said there's still much more room for the upside. So again, there's another guy also bullish. What's really ignited gold's 2019 rally were worries about the US-Mexico trade relations, Cooper said in late May. Trump threatened to slap tariffs on all Mexican imports if Mexico did not meet his demand regarding border security. The president later reached an agreement with Mexico to hold off on the tariffs indefinitely. So you never know, maybe they're actually paying for the war. Now, the yet unresolved trade dispute with China, rising tensions in the Middle East, and negative debt yields around the world are also providing fuel for gold's rally. We think gold prices should see good technical support around the 1373 level. Well, we're way above that now. I'd say it's probably the last technical level before it went up was about 1383, 1380, and that sort of level, and then it bounced off from there. So dips below 1375 look attractive levels to enter back into the gold market. I don't know. I don't think that'll be anytime soon there, Cooper. But the second half will likely take the yellow metal to new highs, not seen since 2013. How old is this article? It says here we go, published an hour ago. To me, it just sounds like an old article. Because we've already, I mean, I wouldn't say we've hit highs, but I mean, what was that, last week? Jeepers. Anyway, we're expecting gold prices to pass 1400 and average 1450 in the fourth quarter, said Cooper. Well, we're over the 1400 there, Cooper. An average about 1450. So we still need to wait for that one. The average of 1450, so more than likely we'll see 1550, 1500, 1550, closer to 1600, but maybe pull back. Particularly as negative debt around the world has continued to grow, we think that that's going to be one of the key major backdrops that continues to support gold prices. Health Babe says, I'm bidding on a gold Bahamas coin. So far, I'm winning. You'll have it on August 11th. That sounds great. That came out so wrong from me. Happy 4th, Health Babe. Yes, I'm the US Indiana piece. I'm in the US Indiana piece. Mexico is paying for the wall in one way or another, says Graham Stacker. Well, certainly if you got that big threat hanging over you with possible trade tariffs, and you're going to suffer trade, you're going to be coming to some form of agreement with the president in regards to negotiating that. The tariffs, particularly said indefinitely, which means that more than likely he's bullied them into going for paying for the wall. Anyway, here we go. This is some good news. It says Trump's Fed pick, Judy Shelton, is a fan of gold, of the gold standard, and other unusual economic policies. Now, unusual economic policies, could that be cryptocurrencies? Could it be? Let's check it out. So, key points. It says President Donald Trump tweeted on Tuesday his intention to nominate Judy Shelton and St. Louis Fed economist Christopher Waller as the Federal Reserve Board governors. Judy Shelton, who has served as a U.S. executive director at the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, wrote as recently as last year in support of pegging the dollar to gold prices. Now, as to, I mean, if gold were to be pegged to the dollar, it probably wouldn't be a full ounce. I can tell you that now. They might peg it from a point of maybe a tenth or something like that, just because of the value of gold's has grown so much that would be very interesting to see if they were to peg it to gold, what we would see. But we would see stable exchange rates across the world with the introduction of gold or dollar being pegged to gold. Let's have a look. Chris Garner says the bid ends on the 11th of August. Already subbed, Health Babe. That's great. So we got Robbie Nationalist. Hey, Robbie, how are you doing? Good to see you. Graham Stacker, awesome. Like we were talking about yesterday, the US needs to go back to the gold standard. That's Graham Stacker. Uriah Cooley says, smash that like button. Thank you very much. I'm just going to grab a glass of water. I'll be back now, and then we're going to have a look at this. So, question in recent interviews with Wall Street Journal opinion page whether the US central bank should lower rates. Shelton said the answer is yes. That's the lovely lady there. We're going to start this article in a sec. Be with you right now. That's right. Where's the chat? Okay. How's everyone doing out there? We're up to 12 watching. Ilami just in from work. Nice one. There we go. Savalami says the bid ends the 11th of August. Awesome. Right, let's get to it. So this article. So it says, in tapping Judy Shelton to become one of two Federal Reserve Board governors, President Donald Trump selected one of the minority of the mainstream economists supportive of the return to the gold standard and critical of central bank activity. So obviously critical in regards to printing copious amounts of money to stimulate the economy. So obviously this is someone who isn't supportive of that way of thinking. And if you think about it, you know, in order to change the system, right, do you keep going at the same level, at the same pace as things have happened before? So in order for things to really change, you have to change the whole system. Otherwise, if you keep going with the same result, you're going to end up in the same place. Nah. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, so Donald Trump's the gold standard critical. Okay, so Shelton, who serves as the U.S. Executive Director at the Central Bank for Reconstructive Development, wrote recently that her support of pegging the dollar to gold prices. Trump announced his intention to nominate, obviously, those two people, which we went over again. There you go. There's his tweet. So we got Shelton's unorthodox monetary beliefs, well, likely unorthodox. Talk about like stabilizing things, unorthodox. Beliefs will likely draw questions from the Senate lawmakers who will ultimately need to approve Shelton and Waller to the Fed board. In a post published by the libertarian think tank, the Cato Institute in 2018, Shelton drew a comparison between cryptocurrencies and gold. And I wonder if it's going to be on the same mindset as I'm thinking right now. If the appeal of cryptocurrencies is their capacity to provide a common currency and to maintain a uniform value for every issued unit, we need only consult historical experience to ascertain that these qualities were achieved through the classical international gold standard. There you go. I'll read that again. So her quote was, if the appeal of cryptocurrencies is their capacity to provide a common currency and to maintain a uniform value to every issued unit, we need only consult historical experiences to ascertain that these same qualities were achieved through the classical international gold standard. Health Babe says the government's actions are called insanity, from the famous quote of Albert Einstein. Gramstecker says printing more money isn't the answer. You're absolutely right. If you keep printing money, you're still going to end up with the same results that you've had for the last 10, 11 years, and it's a complete mess. And I'm not just saying from a US economy, the global world economy. Let's have a look. Health Babe and I are feeling your pain, Gramstagger. Sucker for Silver says, at work here, but very quiet. Wow. That's it sounds like everyone's taking the day off or finished early. This is the time for fireworks, apparently, Raja Cooley says. Okay, in proposing a new international monetary system linked to some way to gold, America has the opportunity to secure continued prominence in the global monetary affairs. Okay, so in proposing a new international monetary system, so they're already looking at a new way in regards to international monetary policy globally, which is interesting. The choice of shelter may hint at Trump's growing frustration with Fed leaders and the direction of central banks' monetary policy. I think he's even been critical on that. I don't really follow Trump that well, but I'm sure people in the chat could probably confirm that Trump is not happy with the way the Fed is being run. Trump has argued that higher interest rates and so-called quantitative tightening have capped GDP growth and dampened the U.S. position in trade deliberations with Beijing. Two previous Trump nominees, Stephen Moore and Herman Cain, bowed out of consideration after it became clear their confirmation process was in jeopardy. So obviously they probably weren't. It didn't sound like it was probably going. It was probably not going their way. All right, Gooley says build the wall. We've got Gramsec says, "Hey, sucker for silver. That makes 4 of us in the US working." Questioned in recent interviews with Wall Street Journal opinion page whether the US central bank should lower rates, the answer is yes. When you have an economy primed to grow because of reduced rates, less regulation, dynamic energy, trade reforms, you want to ensure maximum access to capital, she told the Journal. The Fed's practice of paying banks to keep money parked at the Fed in deposit accounts instead of going into the economy is unhealthy and distorting. The rate should come down quickly as the practice is phased out. So they're already on about phasing out, or that she's already thinking about phasing out the situation that they find themselves in. It's a very good, it's a very nice article. This. Okay, so and then we'll move on to cryptocurrency. So this is news BTC. So we're going to take a look at that in a sec. Okay, so the gold price currently is $1,416 an ounce. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, we got platinum in the green with $837.77 an ounce. Silver, $15.29 an ounce. Palladium, the king currently, $1,571.24 an ounce. And we're nearly at that all-time high. What are we away there? 1660, $50, about $50 away. And we're going to see, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see some sort of pullback in Palladium. But that would have been a nice bet. Imagine getting into the market for Palladium here when it was $1,324 an ounce. and you've just made $250. Boom, just like that, straight up. I mean, it's quite a long time, but I mean, still, that's not bad. Beginning June till end of June. That's a pretty good return. Who said you can't make money in precious metals? Hey, let's have a look. RB's here as well. Hey, RB, how are you doing? Raja Cooley says he's just a kid. I'm 10 years old. Wow, you're already learning about the financial systems. Please note there is a disclaimer in the description too, so don't let anyone think that I'm giving them any sort of advice. But anyway, seriously, OMG, Palladium is crazy. Absolutely. I mean, especially at those prices. I think I have a latest Maria. I think he's talking about Maria Teresa Taylor. That is the 1780. It has a dot after the X. Yeah, that's right. It could also be a restrike though, so because they made plenty of restrikes, Elijah. So it'll either be an original or it's more than likely going to be a restrike. Graham Stacker, me too. Health Babe, silver and gold for this guy. Health Babe, you've been rather quiet. No questions. Everything okay? Health Babe says yes, doing the same thing over and over to expect a different result. Insanity. There you go. The government actions are called insanity. There you go. Sorry, you mentioned that. I feel like I have become your secretary. Why would you say that? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of silver, but sadly no gold. Wow, you're pretty good. If you're a 10-year-old and you got quite a bit of silver, good on you. You know, here we got a future millionaire in our midst here, Elijah Cooley. We'll probably all be working for him when he'll be one of those upstarts. He'll be starting his own company. But I'm just reading so many things while I'm also listening. That's why I am quiet on the. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. If there's anything you find out though, put it in the chat. Blended whiskey. Definitely check out blended whiskey channel, everybody. He's currently got a 2019 1-ounce gold Caribbean seahorse. You have to check that coin out. I recently put the seahorse on the coin wall, but he's got a gold one. Gorgeous. He's also got his collection of Queen's Beast gold coins. Just fantastic. I just wanted to say that. Good job, Elijah. Keep on stacking, buddy. You won't regret it. I have been helping you manage and entertain your viewers. Health, babe. Right. Okay, let's get to it. So we're going to look at cryptocurrency. So we got Bitcoin. We're going to look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin price. Okay, it's come back from the doldrums when it was sitting about languishing at about 9.8. Not that long ago. I think it was probably about was it a few days back? 2nd of July. Yeah, 2nd of July. So actually, that was yesterday. Sorry, beg your pardon. This channel was. I just wanted to make sure the chart was relevant. So yesterday it was languishing at about 9.7, and it's back up now to 11,200. And it seems to be holding in that area. But I did create an uptrend here. You can see this uptrend line. You could see it there. It was bouncing off. It kept going up, and I was like, we're going to be going up to 12. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to go up to 12 in a relatively short time. However, there was a bit of a correction here. Not much though, and the buyers are back. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going and get ourselves back into this uptrend here. Otherwise, we're going to consolidate out and then push on through, like we did the last time. We were creeping up, up into 11.9. You can tell here I've got. Let's go into the daily chart for Bitcoin. There we go. I'll zoom in on that so we can see that. So we're basically at this level here now. We were down here, which is basically where we had this awesome run all the way up here. So it has pulled back some, which is great. So we're about at this level here. So we're not that far away from getting up to these levels. Look at that. Lovely. Has anyone in the chat got Bitcoin? Here we go. Health Babe says Bitcoin and silver to the moon. I do believe silver, so the silver price is growing. That's for sure. Wooltalk says most 1780 tailors are restrike. The Queen, Austrian Queen, died in 1780, so all tailors after that are still called 1780. I have the one from 1950. Wow, that's cool. Elijah Cooley says I even coin roll hunts. With Cheetah, I make a whole bunch of money on I find 2 walking Liberty halves in a week. The store made me put more money on it. Wow, a good job. Are you feeling better today? I'm actually feeling better, but I forgot to take a hay fever tablet this morning, and my nose started running just now. But you know, it's not as bad as it has been. I mean, I've been on my asthma pump, and probably for the last 3-4 days, I was like, really working that thing. But it's definitely a lot better. So hopefully, it's the worst has passed. There we go. Woolstalker says I have XRP, Mike. That's awesome. Anyone got Ethereum or it's a crypto? Mike, here we go. This fella just came in. He says XRP, Ethereum, Link, BTC, and the silver bug here. Awesome. I've got XRP, Ethereum, I've got Bitcoin, and I've got XRP. Those are my tokens. Basically the top 4. Just stick with the top 4 or 5. Oh, and I've got Litecoin. Sorry, apologies. So I've got the top 5 tokens. Anyway, so what are we going to see here? So nice correction there. We're going to go back into the hourly. Okay, so we're either gonna go back up to this sort of level here and creep back up like we did last time, and then when we touched about the 11.8 level, we were popped through by 500 to 12.3 in a matter of no time at all. So we're either going to consolidate and then push up, but higher prices are definitely on the way based on what I'm seeing here. We're just above our moving average there, the 20-day moving average. We're just above that, which is cool. We were under our average there. Check that out. Now, if you have a look here, we were under that average for some time. We were in that red zone, boom, boom, and just dropping down. We're still under, and then we started to pull back once we're bottomed out. So the sellers, essentially, they probably refer to that as a selling opportunity there to bring it down, and then it popped through nice and strong, boom, and then pumped on through all the way up here, which looked really good. And then we're having a little bit of a correction sort of sideways here. So it's definitely still looking very good. Let's see, we got Ethereum. Currently priced at $292. Wow. I managed to get into Ethereum at 286 until, yeah, 286. So not doing too badly. I want to try and get it through that 300 level. Healthing says, are you doing a live stream tomorrow since the market will be closed? That is a good question, Health Babe. I'll be available. It's normal day as usual here. So if my wife is working, I'll definitely be doing a live stream of some sorts. I'll just see. I might see if there's some articles, and we'll go through the articles, something like that, if you like, or if you want, you can jump in on the chat. We can have a bit of a. We could possibly think about doing that silver thing tomorrow. Even, yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that the silver bug discussion. So we could think about doing. What I'll do is there any way? Yeah, I'll drop you an email. We'll definitely confirm that, and then we'll do something tomorrow. There we go. I'll join you in the Google Hangout. That's awesome. Graham Sager says yes. Please do, Limey. There we go. The silver bug discussion. Is that how you want me to label it? The silver bug discussion. Health babe. I mentioned the store made me put more money on a gram of gold. Wow. Okay. Right. Okay. So Ethereum at $292. Okay. So technical still looking fairly good. I reckon that's probably oversold still. I'm going to take a look through and we'll see what those averages are. In fact, I actually have those averages right there. What am I doing? Oh, at least I thought I did. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. We're having a bit of green there, bit of green candle. There we go. It is currently only a little. It is sort of over based on our higher prices here. We are a little bit oversold. I definitely want to see a 300. We definitely need to get through this level here in order to push higher. 310. 310 would be a good number. But then build up from there. Ethereum not looking too bad. Close that one down. Right, so let's look at this article here. Right, this says use BTC, billionaire investor Bitcoin BTC to hit $20,000 as institutions continue salty. Now, what that means is institutions are looking at bringing their own crypto money in. So we're going to take a look at that. So this was published 3 hours ago. It says in Taiwan on Wednesday, Naril Rubini was as bearish on Bitcoin as ever before. The Korea market Sinek, who famously called the 2008 Great Recession, which ironically enough was the catalyst to spawn the first cryptocurrency. So for those who aren't sure about where Bitcoin came from, it came from the 2008 crisis. That's essentially where it all started. Equipped that the entire industry is rife with scammers, criminals, degenerates, and so on and so forth. You know, I had to laugh. I watched there was a very good documentary on. It's called Banking on Bitcoin, which is currently on Netflix. And after watching that, it was interesting. When they were in front of the panel here, the guy was talking about, you know, because obviously Bitcoin, it was at that stage. Yeah, well, it's technically it's untraceable, so money laundering was an issue. Yet we have criminals that launder money like cash on a regular basis. Yet none of those guys end up in jail. And shame this one guy ended up in jail. One guy. Never mind all the bankers out there that totally screwed everybody over in regards to their money and put the economy in the state that it was in 2008. Not one of those guys saw prison time. Yet this guy, this one guy, with Bitcoin ended up going to jail. Just goes to know if you got the power, you can pretty much do anything. Right. Great. I will do a video tonight to notify my subscribers. Limey, send the wifey on the shopping spree so he can go live. I'll be co-host and secretary at the same time. Health babe, silver bug discussion will be a sensitive topic. Expect many thumbs down. For your stream, I put together some topics that we can discuss. It's purely informative discussion without controversy. That sounds great. Araya Cooley says, yeah, I thought it was a rip-off, but I also bought 12 half crowns, 50%. Wow, okay. From England. Yes, please do, Lonnie. That's Graham Stacker. Right, okay. So despite this harrowing comments from Dr. Doom, as The Economist, a long-time crypto hater is lovingly known, investors seem to be as bullish as ever on Bitcoin and its ilk. Speaking to Bloomberg on Tuesday, Mike Novogratz, the chief executive of crypto merchant banking Galaxy Digital, doubled down on the buoyant commentary on this budding market. In the interview to Wall Street Investor, claimed that in the coming years he expected Bitcoin to skyrocket higher, even moon, which means that we're obviously going to see it way above 20,000. I mean, you see the videos on YouTube. Bitcoin to $1 million, Bitcoin to 100,000. Yeah, I believe in short-term outlooks first. We can all dream about those prices, but we all need to be realistic. And I think having these little goals and say, I want, let's say silver at $16, That seems more achievable than you saying we're going to have $100. We're going to have $100 silver. So for in this instances, rather than say, yeah, we're going to see a $50,000 Bitcoin, it's going to be Bitcoin. We're going to see that 15. We'll get to 15. Once we get to 15, we're going to see 18. Once we get to 18, it's realistic targets that you can celebrate. Anyway, let's have a look. Cycle of Silver, Limey, Health Babe had a great conversation with Sal, so it should be awesome. Okay, awesome, man. Oh, of course, yes. Okay, speaking to commentary on this on the Budding Market interview, the Wall Street claimed that the coming years he expects Bitcoin to skyrocket even higher. But what exactly is his thesis? Don't worry about Bitcoin's price fall. Reassuring investors right off the bat, Novogratz, also known as Novo, noted that he believes that the drawdown from 13.8 has paused for the time being. In fact, he explains that more likely than not, Bitcoin is poised to consolidate from here, implying a trading range of $10,000 to $14,000. The psychological price point and key technical levels, respectively. I mean, they mention the retracement in 2018 resistance. You can obviously check that out if you wish. It was interesting, that sort of correction that we had yesterday. Just boom, straight up that was up. Was up like 1,400. It was up $1,400 straight away, and then we're in that sort of consistent level again. So we might see that again, consolidate out, another jump up, and likewise, hopefully we can get the other cryptos going as well. A brief aside: Novogratz announced last week that the Galaxy sold a portion of its Bitcoin holdings in the 13,000 range because it felt as though the market was getting overextended and frothy. He stated in that matter, I did say that we had gone parabolic. There was too much energy in the market and we were going to consolidate. I trade a portion of corporate coin positions all the time. Indeed, there are an array of indicators and analysts claiming that Bitcoin finding some stability around the current levels is likely, especially considering that the asset seemingly put in the local bottom at 9.7. So we're looking close to about the, I think I said in the last video about the early 10s, and that's the level. I didn't really want to see Bitcoin fall below 10K, but it did anyway, but then it pulled back relatively soon after that. The 200-day exponential moving averages. Analyst Teddy Kleps points out, last time Bitcoin hit its 200-day EMA, it made contact with this key trend line multiple times to confirm support, then rallied after double or tripling the bottom. Bitcoin does this to allow for moving averages to coalesce, and the moving average convergence divergence to flatten out in the next move. This historic price rarity bounced immediately upon first contact with a 200 EMA, and there we go. He's got this little angle here. So that's where the 200 MMA was, and that's essentially where that bounced back off. What is more, sorry, let's check the chat here. Health Babe says, yeah, Bitcoin is extremely volatile. Basically the same, while repairing a sheetrock wall at the work. Michael I, extremely good at work and slacking off. How about you? I think Health Babe said that there wasn't anybody in because of the public holiday tomorrow. What's more, as Plan B points out, the 12-month relative strength index, of what they refer to as the RSI, for Bitcoin has historically struggled in the 50 to 60 range before breaking past 70, just as it did now in 2012, 2013, and 2016. The technical indicator has also fallen just short of the 70. Okay, I don't want to really go too much into this. It's almost a bit too technical, and everyone's going to be like RSIs and Plan B points, and so let's just see. So 20,000 and higher catalyzed. I just want to have a look through this. So according to Novogratz, fresh all-time highs for Bitcoin, meaning a move past 20,000. He claims that institutions continue to foray in this space, where that be Spotify, Visa, Uber, Facebook through Libra, or otherwise the aforementioned milestone should come with ease. Elaborating, the investor explained, "I'm not selling next time we hit 14 grand." So he's adamant. He said it's not worth shorting. Basically, I think in his words, the second time we reach that level, there may well be a move to 20K. So what he's saying is we need to be probably needs to be a little bit more careful, because what he might find is he might sell at 14. However, the market's still supported by buyers, and of course sells at 14, and the price continues to go up. So he's extremely cautious, and he's also stated that he's not selling at 14. And it says there the may move to 20k. I don't expect this to happen over the next few weeks, but I don't expect it. I don't expect it to the middle or the end of the fourth quarter by the next wave of institutions, the state of X. I don't know. I think we are going to see moves, but I think we're going to hit that by the end of the year. 20k in my eyes, I think it's going to be that's going to be the target by the end of the year, just based on. I mean, well, yesterday we had 1 day of movement, $1,400. Anyway, yes, I'm the queen here at this moment. I am ruling everything in my area. What do you guys collect? Health Babe's keeping the chat going. Yeah, this is quite a. No, actually, there's not much left actually, so that's good. He says, while Novograd's expectation for highs seem to be predicted on the array of ifs, there is a news suggesting that institutions are already well on their way into the crypto asset class, and more importantly, Bitcoin. As aforementioned, there is news and companies involved in Facebook's Libra project, which also includes PayPal, A16Z, Coinbase, Booking Holdings, and countless others. Plus, an array of crypto startups, most of which are backed by Wall Street institutions, have launched or launching vehicles for the industry. LedgerX, ErisX, and Bakkt come to mind. I think Bakkt's that's still in the process of being launched. It's still clear that institutions are well on their way to the industry, but when they start to make their presence known, remains to be seen. Okay, there we go. That's the only one article I was going to show there is the Bitcoin one. Right, so let's just update ourselves in regards to the coin market cap. Just going to refresh that. We'll get the latest in regards to where we see the crypto market space. Health Babe says 20,000 instead of 1 times 10 E6. Yeah. Elijah Cooley, world coins are more interesting, says Health Babe. Graham Stacker, if you get into crypto, what would you suggest I buy first? Graham Stacker, if you get into crypto, I'm not sure who he's asking. He's asking somebody. Need to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. No problem, Health Babe. Graham Stack is asking somebody there. I don't know. Just remember, I can't advise anybody to do anything. So use your own. Again, do your own research. One thing I will suggest to you, Graham Stacker, there's a link in my description. I think I mentioned so yesterday. Click on that link. You'll get some free crypto if you go through that process and register. And then just go to the earn column in Coinbase. They're giving away free crypto. I'm not sure how long it's going to be around for. So if you want to dip your sort of feet into the market without actually having to put money in, you can click on that link, get yourself registered, and get that crypto, and then you can play around with it if you want, or you can draw it out. It's entirely up to yourself. John RMS and Coin Collector have done it. They've gotten their money back, or some have invested it. So keep that open. Again, Graham Stacky, I mean, I am fairly, I wouldn't say fairly clued up in regards to cryptocurrencies, but I am personally invested in cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin has always been the first, and will be the first asset ever to run out. Their expectation is there's only 21 million bitcoins to be minted, or I'm not sure exactly created is probably the term. There's currently 17,795,000 in circulating supply. So there's probably only going to be another 4 million left before it completely runs out. So you can just imagine there's not going to be any more left. What does that say? Read between the lines. There we go. Health Babe says, Graham Stacker, I will share with you my observation after I am back. There we go. Graham Stacker. Okay, we'll check that out. Thank you, sir. No problem. So if you want free crypto, the link's in the description. Go through there. It'll take you through to Coinbase. You can get yourself registered. It's free. you don't need to link bank accounts, that sort of thing, then you can go to the earn section, learn about, just watch some videos about cryptocurrency. I think it's Stellar, EOS, DI, the DIA is a stable coin, and then there's also BAT, BAT. Those are the 4 currencies you can get for free, and then what you can do is you can either consolidate up entirely up to yourself, or you can cash up, but it's free anyway. So the link's in the description. It's up to you guys if you want to access it. Graham Stacker says, I'm in on the Babe coin. Elijah Cooley, can you do a video showing us your Irish silver coins or coins around the world, only silver? There isn't many Irish coins, to be honest, Elijah Cooley. Unfortunately, they're very scarce. So I've only got 2 Irish coins. They demonetized their silver back in the 1940s. So silver was removed from circulation in 1940. I think it was 42. So I think the more than likely they melted that down. That's the reason why you can't find many of these silver coins anymore. But one day I'll do it. I'll definitely do something like that. Do you get to pick which one you want? Well, Graham Stacker, yeah, to watch the videos, just watch all the videos, get the free crypto, and then what you can do is you can swap them with other cryptos. So, for instance, if I just mentioned Stellar is one of them, you can go, okay, I'll sell my Stellar, or I'll exchange it is the term, and then I'll exchange it for something else. So it's entirely up to you, but it's free. So there's no risk on your part until you put money in, and the risk is all yours if you put money into it. Just be aware. I'm not telling anybody to put money in crypto, but initially to get started, get the free stuff and play around with it, and then you can see what it's like. Yeah, Elijah Cooley. Unfortunately, yeah, there's not many coins. I'd love to own some Irish silver. Yeah, I know. I've got a few pieces, but I've done two trades with these pieces, and yeah, they're exceptionally rare. The last silver coins to be minted, circulated coins. Right. Okay. Cryptocurrencies. Here we go. So we got Bitcoin at market cap 813,240,147 dollars. It's currently priced at $11,115 per Bitcoin. 24-hour volume is 28,140,146,359. Currently up for 4.41%, and you can see there our move downwards, and then hopefully we've rebounded back off that. Ethereum currently in second place, 31,191,136,427 market cap, currently priced at 292. Now, just an interesting one. If you guys go into coin market cap, you can see a bit more detail once you select the coin itself. So it'll give you a Bitcoin ratio, so you can see what the ratio is to the token to Bitcoin. So, like, I mean, I've got some Ethereum currently at the minute. So, and HealthBabe, I think HealthBabe is doing something similar, where she's looking at exchanging her Ethereum for Bitcoin later down the road. So what you might find is you might see Ethereum appreciate more than Bitcoin from a price perspective, which then creates more of the exchange then is better to swap Ethereum for Bitcoin if you want to. So there you go. There's a circulating supplies, 106,747,000. Again, there's the price history. So if you scroll down further, it says, here we go, Ethereum statistics. It's got all-time high, $1,432, and that was in January 13th of last year in 2018. The all-time low, check that out, in 2015. Could you imagine that? A 3-year investment return. In fact, not even 2.5-year investment return. From 42 cents on the 21st of October 2015 to $1,432. The return on that is enormous. I mean, if you'd bought 1,000 tokens there when at its all-time low, when it was 42 cent, let's have a look. So we got 42.42 times by 1,000 tokens. It would have only cost you $420. And if you'd sold, sorry, for $420, if you'd sold those 1,000 when it was at its high of 1,400, it would be 1.4 million for that $420 that you'd essentially put in. 1.4 million. What a return. There you go. That's the 52-week high. So that's currently $82 US. Oh, that's sorry, the low. $82. That would have been a great buy to get in there at 82. Then we've got the 90-day high and 24-hour high and so on and so on. So it's a great tool is this coin market cap, and it gives you the Bitcoin dominance market cap currently. Now, essentially, when we hit our low point, we were about 300 billion. So money's come back into the market. So $20 billion has come back into the market. Very cool. Anyway, anyone got any questions? It's my screen changed again. Oh. There we go. That's right. It looked like my screen had changed, but it seems to be back up to normal. Let's have a look. We got Michael I. Laughing at Will Stalker there. I sent HB a long message, and she left. She left the group. Sucker for silver. BTC coin market dominance is still bullish to stay in it. It certainly is. There we go. Elijah Cooley knows his coins. Not even the 60th anniversary. There's too few of them, unfortunately. I will do a video, and I'll show the 2 coins I have. So don't worry about that. Just make sure you're subscribed. Woodstock says, I wonder if I can get the free crypto while using the app on mobile. You should be able to. Once you've registered effectively on it, you should have the same setting. Oh, I see. Thanks. Sorry for all the questions. No problem there, Graham. Daka, do you pick which one? I'd love to own some Irish silver. There we go. Sucker for silver, talking about the Bitcoin dominance. Raj Cooley says, the only Irish silver coin without the harp. That is correct. Raja Cooley, you know your stuff. Silvernet, can I get those free cryptos while using mobile or any laptop? You should be able to use it through the app. You shouldn't have a problem. You should be able to watch it all through the app. I've noticed through the app, you've got the same option anyway. There we go. Raja says he's already subscribed. Is Elfbabe back yet? There we go. Cool. Okay, well, that pretty much draws today's episode to a close.